All right, and before you all think, what's wrong with her? Doesn't she look at the weather? Yes, and it was supposed to start 2 hours from now. Hey y'all, this is Sarah. It's a beautiful day here in the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia, and I'm on a site that I've never shown you before. I've spent a lot of my time detecting here and have found old coins from the late 1800s and relics into the 1920s and 30s. All right, let's get started and enjoy the saga. All right, so I said it was a beautiful day here in the Shenandoah Valley. And as soon as I said that, it started pouring. Not sure if you can hear that or not, but I'm just gonna have to wait out the rain a little bit. Luckily, in these woods, I can get out of some of the rain, but I'll get started once it passes. Yeah, so basically a torrential downpour. I've decided to wait out in the woods instead of running back to my car because although I am soaked, I bet I would get even more soaked if I tried to make it there. All right, and before you all think, what's wrong with her? Doesn't she look at the weather? Yes, and it was supposed to start 2 hours from now. Yeah, this is happening now. Okay, so I'm standing here waiting for the rain to pass, and I've been here so many times. I have actually found broken bits of pottery and old bottles, pieces of bottles, nothing whole yet. But I'm standing here and I've been here so many times, but I looked down. I don't know where this came from or why it's just sitting on the surface like that. Maybe someone else came along and found it and put it there, but I highly doubt it. This is a whole bottle. Looks like at one point it did take a cork. It is slick. There's nothing on it except for the bottom has a little bit. Let me try to wipe it off here. A little bit of something. Now, is this modern? Is it old? I don't know. I love it either way, and I am definitely taking it home. I can't help but wonder if this bottle contained medicine that was used to help those afflicted during the 1918 influenza pandemic. With this bottle within that date range, it could be a possibility. The 1918 influenza pandemic, often referred to as the Spanish flu, was a severe pandemic caused by the H1N1 influenza A virus with genes of avian origin. The first documented cases were in the United States, and Spanish flu is a misnomer as neutral Spain was one of the few countries that openly reported on the disease during World War I. As the virus spread rapidly across the globe, it infected an estimated 500 million people, which was about 1/3 of the world's population at the time. The death toll was staggering, with estimates ranging from 17 million to 100 million worldwide. In the United States alone, approximately 675,000 people died. World War I played a significant role in the rapid spread of the virus. With troops in crowded conditions, both domestically and internationally, it was a breeding ground for the disease. Without effective treatments, control efforts focused on non-pharmaceutical interventions such as isolation, quarantine, bans on public gatherings, and promoting personal hygiene. However, there were medications often given to alleviate the symptoms. These included aspirin, Dover's powder, camphor in olive oil solution, belladonna, and Vicks VapoRub. It's quite possible that this bottle could have contained any one of these medications, aiming to ease discomfort and give the patient's body the best chance to fight the infection. Okay, instead of just hunkering down and waiting out the rain, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to get started.
It's a little water and I'm ready to start, so we're gonna get going. I set up my detector already while I was standing there waiting for the rain to pass. So I've ground balanced, I have noise canceled, and I have set my recovery speed. I have it at a 4. I usually like to keep it there. Sometimes I change it to 5 or 6, but somewhere between 4, 5, and 6 is usually what I do. So I do have a target here. Where is it? There. It is solid. 28, 29, 30, sometimes 27. So let's pinpoint. It's saying it's right there. And let's dig. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a wide berth, as I always say. Okay, don't want to hit it. I'm gonna flip it over. Let's see. I think I hit a root. So that is the thing about detecting in the woods. I mean, you're gonna hit more roots than normal on, say, like an open field. Okay. Alrighty. I'm gonna put my detector to the side. And it looked like right into some poison ivy, but that's fine. Okay. Let's get the pinpointer out. Interesting. Check my sensitivity level. Okay, I turned it to a 1. Let's turn it up. That's a 2. By the way, this is the Nokta pulse dive. It comes with a little coil that you can swap out and do detecting underwater with. I got it because I thought it was versatile, and it's been a great pinpointer for me. I love it. Okay, turn it up again. Okay. All right, I'm gonna take a little time, try to discover where it is, and I'll turn it back on when I find it. I couldn't quite figure out where it was, so I got my detector again, swept over it. I wasn't finding it, and I thought, oh, I think I lost it. And then right here, I went over it, and I do see it. Let's see. Yeah, that's definitely it. What do we have? I think it's a lid to something, or a cap. I'd have to clean it up a little bit. Right in this same area, I did find, and like I said, that's the thing. I have gone over this area so many times, but I continue to find targets and items here. I was gonna say, in this area just a few months ago, I found, right in this same general spot, I found a part to an Edison telegraph, which was really cool. I'll have to show you all that at some point. This, I'm not sure it's really much of anything, but I think maybe there's a hole here in the middle, maybe? But like I said, this looks like a cap, so maybe not. Yeah, that's not a hole. I find all sorts of caps and mason jar lids, likely from, I think the mason jar lids are generally from the 20s or 30s. Yeah, I think it's just smashed, and it's a type of lid that I can take home and clean up and see if anything's on it, but likely just, yeah, it's pretty bendable. Once I clean it up, I can let you know what it is. I wanted to say, before anybody thinks that I planted this bottle here, although it looks like I don't really have a life and this is all I do, I have a life enough to not plant that there. I also found this close by, but yes, I have a life, and I don't have time to just plant bottles. So yeah, this was right there. So cool. Around in this same area, I have found belt buckles from the 1920s, and they were ringing up roughly around the same, 16, 17, 15, 16, 17. So I'm gonna dig it, even though it might not be anything, but might as well try, right? So I started pinpointing and realized that the target probably is bigger because I couldn't get a solid pinpoint on it, which usually to me indicates that it's bigger. But I finally was able to pinpoint it a little bit better in a different frequency. I think I went from multi to 10. So there it is right here. Don't know if you can see that very well, but right here, I think it's just a big iron piece of scrap, but let's dig it up and let's see. Almost in some ways looks like I have found rings to barrels. Whoa. And I think that's what this is. I think that's what this is. This is way bigger than I thought it was, and it goes, look how big that is. I think that's what this is, and it's round. So at one point there was a barrel here. What the heck? I can't believe I missed this all this time. How could I miss that? How could anyone miss this? What the heck? What the heck? Wow. So there, yep, there is where it was riveted together. I think that's the proper word. You can see 1, 2, 3. It's like 3 rivets there to hold it together. That is for sure a barrel, a ring for a barrel to hold it together, the old style barrels. That, I've found smaller ones, but this is by far the biggest one I've ever found. That is fantastic. That's so cool. I love finding relics like this that remind us that people were here and they were living life. Who knows what that barrel contained? I have a target here that I was able to, I started getting kind of a 20-ish signal up here, and then I finally worked my way down and located a stronger signal. So I'm just gonna push some of these leaves out of the way. Okay, let's try. Right there. Okay, let's pinpoint. Right there. Okay. Really good signal. Let me turn this up a little bit. Really good signal. Ooh, I just ran into a tree. Okay. All right. That's enough. I know you like me, but that's enough. Okay. All right. Let's try this again. I think I may have hit a rock there. Let's see if I can. So the thing about this area of Virginia is it's very rocky. So oftentimes and I really hope that snapping sound was, oh boy, there goes another one. Let's hope that wasn't the target. Oh, what is that? Hey. Oh, gee. Not as old as one might think, I'm sure. Oh, in fact, what does that say? What does that say? Gosh. I'm struggling to read it, but I'm sure it's not really much of anything. You can see the pull tab there. So it's the top of some can. Okay, I got my hopes up for that one. It was a really strong signal, and it's not exactly what I was looking for, but you know, it's okay. That's all right. We're moving on. This one is a very strong 1819, and seems like it might be a little bit bigger, but it's really strong and I want to dig it. Let's see, pinpoint a little bit. Where are you? There we go. Okay, let's dig. Ooh, what do we have here? Did you guys hear that? Oh boy, I gotta be careful with this one. Gotta be careful. I mean, it could be a piece of junk, but I still like to be careful. Oh, you know what? Like I said about the rocks, that is just part of the rock there. So now the VDI changed a little bit. Went from 18, 19, 20 to very solid 15. Let's try and dig it a little bit more. Okay, I'm not sure. This is a weird one. Let's just get our pinpointer out and take a look. Okay. We could readjust here. Okay, I'm going to pinpoint for a little bit, try to figure out where this is, and turn the camera back on when I find it. So I think it's right in here. I really didn't have to go very far because I can feel it really close. Let's see what this is. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. I think I said that I tend to find old mason jar lids here. Some of them ball, some of them a brand called Boyd's, I think. I haven't done a whole lot of research on that, but yeah, I find a lot of these. This one happens to be, let's see if I can find the rest of the insulator. This one happens to not have come out whole. Sometimes they do, which are really neat. Sometimes with the actual jar, some of it's still attached. But let's see. Yeah. So you've got the metal part, which is what I've detected. Obviously, I wouldn't find the other piece in here without the metal. This is what's called an insulator cap, I believe. So you can see that fits together. There's just a little bit still missing. It's probably down in the hole there. I can at some point give you all a good example of what a nice lid looks like with a solid insulator in it. But that would have helped seal. And it's a unique find. I like finding these here. It's really fun. I didn't show you the target ringing up, but 11, 12. Now, likely scrap metal, but 11, 12, there are some pieces of gold jewelry that do ring up at 11, 12. So, you know, I'm obligated. And I have it on the second highest sensitivity. I'm gonna take it back down to 1. Okay, now we're on 1. Still strong. And the interesting thing too is that this is not ringing up anywhere but right here. In another video I said if my pinpointer goes off right in a generalized area, that usually means that the target might be a little smaller, versus like if I felt the signal and heard the signal going all the way along this length, then that might be a little bit bigger. But this seems to be concentrated right here, not getting it anywhere else, right there. So let's pull that away and get our trowel out and just start slowly just working on uncovering what might be in here. Look at that. Wow. Huh, what is that? I don't know, almost like a, it's kind of like rubbery. That's weird. Let's see. Okay, still there. Let's keep trying. And take a look and make sure you all can see. Yeah, good. Okay. Let's keep trying here. I don't know why this is making me nervous a little bit. Okay, all right. So I do see it is not a piece of gold jewelry, but it is right here. And set that to the side. It is right here. Wow, what in the world? Okay, so there's a root right on top of it. Let me see if I can just kind of wiggle it out. Oh, hey! Oh my gosh. No way. Okay, so this is my 1, 2, 3, I think 4th or 5th spoon I have found here, but I love finding them. And this one looks like it might have a little more detail than the other ones that I have found in the past. Now, some of them have said silver plated. Some of them have said nickel silver, and I had to look that one up, remind myself what nickel silver is. Let me just kind of spray it there, give it a gentle scrub, see if we can reveal any of that detail. That's very pretty. I like it. I really like it. So the reason why I was finding the pinpointer was going off in a specific spot is because that spoon was sort of wrapping around that rock right there. So I'd put my pinpointer here and it would hit the bowl of the spoon and it went off. And I didn't know, I didn't go this way. I was going around like this and I didn't go off this way. If I had, it probably would have gone off. That's really cool. Let me get it cleaned up and I'll show you. I got the back cleaned up. Usually along the neck is where you see some writing or hallmarks there. And interestingly, this one says nickel silver. Not sure that the camera's picking that up very well, but nickel silver, it has another word right in front of it, and I can't make that out yet. I did clean up that area just to check it, and then the front side, which I think is pretty. I think that's really nice. I'm excited to clean it up, take it home, and show you all. This target was, I was stopping because it was a 13, and interestingly enough, I saw a little color down here, and let me see if I can get it for you. Right where that signal was ringing up was this piece of glass, and it's, I can tell it's older. Number one, because of the color. I could be wrong, but I don't believe glasses are really made with this color anymore, jars. Plus it's a little bit thicker. So, and again, I have found all sorts of old glass in here over the last year that I've been digging here. So that's an interesting little find. And I'll hang on to that because I did get a tumbler where I have been tumbling some of the old glass and just smoothing down the edges on, you know, where it's really sharp. It smooths it down. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet, but I definitely love that color and I'll keep it. I started digging, and it's going to be a little tricky because there's this tree root here that's going to be pretty hard to dig around, and the target seems to be right in there, so it's going to be a bit tricky. So I was trying to give myself some space to work around, and I kept pulling up more and more glass. This piece I had to show you because I pulled it out like this, and it's broken, but the little piece was still in there, and it came out perfectly. I've never experienced that before. Pretty cool. But yeah, just random bits of glass. So I decided to slow down a little bit. I was digging with my bigger shovel, but I'm gonna use my hand trowel because I don't want to break the glass further, and I don't know what this is, so we're just gonna go a little bit slower. What's that? Just a rock. I think a few rocks in here, so let me work on getting those out. Yeah, big old rock. Let's just get that out of the way, and keep working around here. Actually, let's maybe first, before I go any deeper, let's just get the pinpointer out. Are we getting anything? Let's go up to the highest. Okay. Yeah, right there, which is what I was thinking, closer to the root. Let me just turn that back off. And let's dig a little bit here. Let me turn the GoPro up as far as I can so you can see. Okay, let's just work a little bit. Work our shovel under there and loosen up the dirt a little bit so we can get in there a little easier. I try my best not to disturb the root systems horribly, because, you know, I don't want to ruin the plants, but sometimes you have to kind of break around roots to get what you are looking for. That's just sort of part of it, but I try to be as careful as possible. All right, let's get the pinpointer again. Turn it back on. All right, right in there, but let's turn it back down to the lowest. Okay, I'm right on it. I'm right on the target now. So let me go alongside just a little bit further, kind of loosening it up a little bit. I think I've hit another root there, so I'm going to be careful. So let's see. Let's just scoop some out here. Thought that looked like glass at first, but I don't think it is. Yeah, we'll just put it to the side and brush that ant off my leg while we're at it. Okay, yep, I see it. This is probably a lid to another jar. It's interesting that it was ringing up like that. Most of the mason jar lids that I find ring up around 1920, 21, and this was ringing up a little lower, so that's interesting, but that's what that was. Okay, let's clean up the hole and let's go to the next target. So I kid you not, I was walking along and looked down and saw this. It's just a beaver tail, part of a beaver tail pull tab, I believe, but that goes to show you that you can use your eyes as well. Doesn't have to all be about the detector. You can use your eyes and find little bits and bobs as you walk along. I'm on 10 kilohertz frequency and getting a signal that's 23, 24, so I want to dig it because it's repeating and very strong. Okay, right about there, and it looks like it's pretty close to the surface, so let's give it a try. I think maybe I see it already. Maybe. What is that? Let's take a look. I just put my things down. Get my pinpointer out. Yeah, I didn't even need to dig a full plug there. Another rusty, crusty lid to something. Doesn't look like a mason jar lid, but a lid to something. Which, you know what? It's a good sign to me because it means that people were active back in here, and that's not a bad thing. We're on the right track. Okay, I didn't feel like talking over the train, so this signal is 2324 in multi-frequency, and I was getting it in 10 as well, but it was just a little bit higher than that, 25, 26. Likely just another cap. But I have found various things back here. Oh, sometimes pieces to a pocket watch I have found back here before. I just want to be careful. Not doing a great job, but let's see. So I think I did at least flip it out. Let's give it a look-see. Right here. Just a crumpled up piece of aluminum, I think. Gosh, when it first came out, I thought, oh my gosh, I got a thimble, but I don't think that's what this is. At least I don't think. It looks a little too long, but it is interesting. I'll probably just take it home, put it in some water, clean it up a little bit, see if anything's on it. Target here was 21 to 23, pretty solid. Seemed to be a fairly small object, so I've just dug a little bit here and sort of working my way around. Okay. Oh, I see it. I see it. Okay. So I do find these back in here from time to time. Just a light bulb fixture. This one seems a little different on the end there, but yeah, just a light bulb fixture. I don't know if it came from... I'll have to do a little research because I don't know if these were designed for, say, a building. I can't remember what the flash bulbs looked like for cameras back then. So I'll have to do a little research because I find various types of these back here. Okay, I feel like a complete idiot for not recording this, but I'm running out of battery and space, so this is fantastic. I have found one in here before, but it actually was bent. This is a harmonica reed as I drop it. This is a harmonica reed. I love this. It is perfectly straight. If I get it cleaned up, I'm sure it'll look fantastic. That is so exciting. Harmonicas were a very common instrument for people to own. They were small, easy to learn how to play. I don't think they were overly expensive either, so who knows what time period this is from, but I so wish that I would have gotten my reaction on camera because I was just through the roof on this one.
The harmonica's history in America is linked to immigration, affordability, and its adaptability to diverse musical genres. The pocket-sized instrument originated in Europe and first appeared in the United States in the 1820s. German immigrants migrating to the U.S. in the mid-19th century brought the instruments with them, initially selling it as a memento of their homeland. The harmonica's low cost made it accessible to many, including those unable to afford more traditional instruments. Its small size and portability made it popular with soldiers during the American Civil War, providing musical comfort on both sides of the conflict. Cowboys on long cattle drives used harmonicas to soothe their herds at night, creating an iconic image of the instrument in the American West. Matthias Hohner, a German clockmaker, played a pivotal role in the harmonica's popularity by mass-producing the instruments starting in 1857. Hohner's sales in North America skyrocketed, demonstrating the instrument's growing appeal. The harmonica found a significant place in the development of American musical genres like blues, country, folk music, and jazz. Today, the harmonica remains a popular instrument in America and beyond, linking us to a bygone age where it all first began.
Okay, thunder is rolling again, so I think that's a cue for me to head on out. Just wrapping up here. Actually forgot one more find. Had it in my bag. So, highlights. I love that big barrel ring. That's so cool. I found this oddly intertwined piece of metal. We've got various tops, lid tops here, can, lids, another kind of top. I did find this whole mason jar lid. Like I said, I've found a bunch of them already, but very cool to find another one with the insulator still intact as well. And various bits of glass. Love that blue color, that aqua color. Other random bits of metal, that lid here. But we do have some of my favorites from today. This spoon with that nice ornate handle to it, nickel silver, and then the harmonica reed. I absolutely love that. That is going right up on my finds shelf for sure. Such a neat find. And then, not to mention this bottle that randomly appeared after so many times of me being here. I'm gonna do a little research on that, and I'll try to figure out how old it is, where it came from, what it is, and I'll let you all know that. So I have found, look at all that I've found, and this is a place where I have hunted for the last year and have told myself that I've hunted it out. That, oh, I've found all that there is to find. Not true. So if anybody ever tells you, oh, I've gone to that site and I've hunted it out, that might be true and it might not be. It's very possible that there are more treasures there to find, more bits of history that we can cherish and celebrate and do research on. Got some more thunder and wind rolling in, so I think that's it for me today. I had a blast. I hope you did too. I'll see you next time.